My name is Elfin Screams, and I am an official content creator for the game Psychoscopy, and today we will be running through a rapid-fire tutorial, and hopefully you'll learn the basics of Psychoscopy. An advanced tutorial will be coming with more information, and let's jump in. You're going to want to pick your character, get your loadout set. These are the essentials. You can switch a Ghostlight for a Grimoire, but you'll get the hang of it if you have a group. Just kind of set your gear together. Make sure you have a flashlight, sanity meds, a photo cam, and a protection symbol. You always want to bring your engineer meter. That's how you're going to figure out the ghost. Looking at the maps, you can see the counts. It will be a minimum and a maximum on each map. You're going to find the smallest houses. And now we're looking at the tablet. You're going to see all the icons. This is a ghost page. There's Encyclopedia of Ghosts. This is the Brainator. This is going to show you the README section. You can look all of this up to get more info on the game. Live is going to be your cameras. Quests, those are objectives you can worry about later. Photos, you can see things you take picture of. And this is most importantly your Encyclopedia of Ghosts. Ghosts are on the left-hand side. The page is important. You're going to see symptoms on the left, banishment on the right. And most important things are going to be on that bottom half of the page. Dizziness is an evidence. Orb. Book. Fog. This is the gun evidence. Careful with Ouija board, it's an open area, so it doesn't always mean the ghost is talking in the room. It could be talking from anywhere in the area. Here we enter in and we're getting evidence. You can see we get EMF 3. Infrasound is not over 10, so it's not relevant. Cold does keep jumping under 10, so it's relevant. You can do this slower. Obviously, we move kind of quick, and if you get up to 14 ghosts on a map, you have to be a little bit faster. But you're going to type in that evidence. If it is in the room, it will be on that gun. Not all evidence is mandatorily in the room, but if it's there, it will be there on the gun. So again, we see an orb in the corner. We're going to pick out the Spectre because we immediately knew what it was with 3 evidence. Some you will need to put a book down, but oftentimes it will be a gun and a camera will tell you. You're going to run to the gravestone after you pick the ghost in the book in its spot, and you're going to left click on the fiery gravestone. Here we're going to identify a Bloody Mary. What we're going to do is we're going to rule out this time. So instead of finding the evidence that is there, we're going to put what we know is there, which is EMF 4, and we're going to remove what did not show up on the gun. If you circle the room and you don't get carbon, then carbon is not there. You're not waiting for the evidence. It should be there. So what we're doing now is we're going between Oni or Yokai and Bloody Mary. What we're seeing is that Bloody Mary doesn't have fog, but the yokai does. So you can click the search function to go back and forth. Now we know she's an EFG banishment. We saw that on the right side of the ghost page. So we're going to click on the EFG and press E. That's going to be the little space thing that you see. It does take time for the banishments to take effect. There are exceptions to the rule, but we'll cover that in a different video. So for basic EFG, it's going to take quite a while. What I'm doing here is I'm looking at her page. Is there a protection symbol? We'll get to that. But essentially, you can read the important things about the ghost at the bottom. There can be several options for banishment. For her, EFG is a very normal option. There are options like talisman or totem in a panic situation, but for her, we have high sanity. We're fine. We're going to use the EFG. Now the lights all go red. We can see when it goes to smoke that it's working. It's dead, and we're safe. Now for demon marks, if you see a demon mark on the floor, that is in fact a form of banishment, and in a way, it's kind of evidence. We figured out what the ghost was. We picked the wand. We stand on it with the book after we pick the ghost type and the name. And this is a demon banishment. It does take a while. I did speed up in the video so that we're not standing here, but normally you would take photos of things that are relevant in the room or try to get pictures of the ghosts. For salt, this is oftentimes spiritual. What you're going to do is you're going to put salt down on the floor. You're going to pick the ghost in the book. Once you know what it is, you're going to left click once you find it, and then you're going to either use a floor bottle, the heart bottle, to stay safe, or hold your protection symbol out. Talisman banishment is very special. It's only Nerva has this, so you need to unlock the character to use this. That's why there's several options for banishment. Totem is very similar, but there's only one on a map, and you have to find the keys to get it. Certain ghosts will be totem only. So you want to save your totem for a panic situation or a ghost that only has totem. This one is totem or talisman. If we don't have Nerva, then Totem is our option. There may be ghosts you can't banish if you use your Totem, and that's not a big deal. You want to be defensive. For Dreamcatcher, there are specters that fly at you, can stun, dizzy, or teleport you. To avoid those specters, what you can do on those maps that have them, you are going to find the Dreamcatcher. It can have different spawn locations, oftentimes outside. You're going to run to it, tap E, put it in the face, and it's gone. Here I'm holding a protection symbol out. It's very important that when you're not doing anything else, you keep that in your hand. We're going through the heart bottles. These are the different options. There's several kinds of ghosts, and not all have a symbol, but if they do, you want to match it. We're looking in the tablet, we're checking the ghost type, and we're going to check at the very bottom. Usually, it's going to be that last line, and it will tell us if it has one, what it is. This is a Solomon, so we're going to scroll with our mouse wheel. We're going to pick the correct symbol, and we're going to set it down. For Baphomet Banishment, what you're going to do is you're going to find the Book of Baphomet. You're going to light it on fire, and that will banish the Baphomet. That is the only way to banish it. These are remnants. You're going to use the ghost light. Flash the light bulb in the rooms as you go through, or have a teammate do it, and you'll see as Elena does this, the remnants will appear. There's several different kinds. So I go through and show a couple different kinds of remnants that exist, and it's basically a free banishment. What you do know is if there's a remnant, there's not a ghost. The spot can only have one, the other, or nothing. So if you see a remnant, that room is safe. Banish it for more money and experience. These are all things you can take photos of. Make sure that you pick them up. Bones, photos, keys, journals, anything you can pick up. If you're not sure what it does, like the goat head there, you can press H, the Virum, and it will tell you exactly what that does. We will cover cursed objects in another video, but if you can pick it up, press H and see what it does. Statues can jump at you and move. Take pictures of all the banishment objects like Demon, EFG, Salt, any weird ladies that are spinning from the ceiling, creepy things that crawl at or away from you, and this weird lady in a bathtub. Money. You can't answer the phone. Just make sure you take a picture first. This is an event that blocks the doors temporarily. This can be helpful or horrible, depending on what side you're on. That's a shadow man. Don't look it in the eyes. And get lots of pictures of the ghosts if possible. And now we're putting it all together. So what we're doing is we're testing the gun because the evidence is guaranteed. So we're trying to detect what evidence we see on the gun for sure. Keep in mind that the evidence that's not there can help you rule out what the ghost is not. So we're going into the Encyclopedia of Ghosts, and we are clicking down on our evidence. We have EMF 5 and cold. That does give us several options, but some of these ghosts don't have a demon mark. We're going to put a camera down because that's the only evidence we got on the gun. So you're going to go gun, camera, and you're going to see, does it have distortion or not? If the camera is distorted, that is a kind of evidence, camera distortion. If it's very clear, then you know that camera distortion is not one of its evidence. So now we're going to add in camera distortion and see what we get. We are between a Zozo and an Oni. When you click back and forth, you can check on it now and see what's missing. We didn't get carbon monoxide, so I can tell just by looking at that it's not an Oni. So you can do a combination of typing in evidence and continue putting things down like books, or you can rule things out. So what I'm doing now is I'm checking the tablet. I'm looking, what kind of symbol do we need and what kind of camera? Is it a normal 4K camera or is it a spectral only camera? And that's going to record it for money, evidence, and experience. And then you're going to put that symbol down and either take pictures, or you can kind of yeet and run around and collect money. Again, don't look at the shadow man and don't take a picture of him. I was too excited by my ghost, and I caught the shadow man on the right. He will kill you instantly. And sometimes when you're just alone, she gets a little mad regardless of your sanity. And if you do survive, go back to your truck, car, or motorcycle and press Q. Happy hunting! If you found that helpful in any way, please give me a follow, and we play lots of indie games on here as well. I will be releasing more Psychoscopy videos, and you're welcome to follow us live on twitch.tv with the same name. And I'm happy to answer questions, or you can watch me play with my group.